And welcome to episode 11 of Kayfabe's Not Dead. I'm your host CJ. Today on our show, we got some predictions for Extreme Rules, and to give us their thoughts on the card, we got Dapper, and is that Hans
Your
Gruber?
reigning champion, Hans Gruber.
Holy
Oh
crap!
my god.
Alan Rickman? Is it Alan Rickman or Hans Gruber?
Whichever one you want me to be, baby. You
Holy
pay
crap.
that.
Oh my
You
god.
pay me. I show up. I do my thing.
Not only does our show have the power to resurrect a lost known art known as kayfabe, but apparently we have the power to resurrect recently deceased actors.
Recently deceased as of, 2 years ago now?
I believe it was
See,
a
so
couple months ago to last year.
like I said on the Raw review that we did earlier this week, this is what's happening now when we give our title to jabronis. I'm coming back for my title. You're exploiting it for all the wrong reasons.
Well,
Mine opened doors for Make-A-Wish foundations, charitable events. You're resurrecting dead actors.
Dapper, today is
I feel
your
like you hate us
chance.
because you ain't us.
Today is your first opportunity to try to win that championship back. I am
Be
hoping to
the
upset
two-time.
and become the first in a long reign of. I mean, I technically run the show, so I should just make myself champion, but I play fair. I try not to be a total asshole.
He
So
just doesn't enact the gender rule.
yeah.
See,
So
I'm just going to steal a belt just because.
So, even though Jess's camera's broken, we're gonna go ahead and do our predictions. Um,
Thank
and
God.
Yeah,
Let's get to
little
keep some
known fact.
class.
Apparently, if you hold a piece of gold the size of my title belt in front of a camera long enough, it just breaks.
it just shatters. So
Guess that's what
have
you get when you're the longest reigning SmackDown prediction champion.
have you
Oh.
have you contacted Goldust to like figure out how he doesn't constantly shatter mirrors and camera lenses?
That's why he adds a little bit of black smudge to his face.
Yeah, that's why he's also Shattered Dreams production. Every
So-
time he's on camera, he shatters dreams.
Well, we'll get into Goldust a little bit later, but I believe we got to go ahead and get to our Extreme Rules card now. Have they officially
Kickoff show.
have they actually announced that the Goldust R-Truth match is going to be on the pre-show? Correct. So we can actually segue directly into that.
I don't know for sure. I thought it was going to be the mixed tag team match and the cruiserweight
I
match.
think they're actually going to have two matches, and I think it's going to be the R-Truth Goldust match, and then I think it's going to be the mixed tag team, and then the cruiserweight championship
Actually
match
made
is
it
going
to the main
open.
card.
It's going to open, I think.
What?
Oh man, you guys sound so disappointed.
We are.
Well,
My
let's,
bathroom break is supposed to be in the middle.
we're recording this a little early, so we'll edit the description if for some reason it changes. But I'm gonna go ahead and make the executive decision and say that the R-Truth Gold Dust match is technically on the Extreme Rules pay-per-view event, whether it's the pre-card or the pre-show or on the main card. We'll see. Maybe they don't even do it. I mean, look what happened at Backlash.
If they do,
We
that's
had
our
Luke
bonus.
Harper, Eric Rowan almost be the main event. So who knows what's gonna happen on
Yeah.
last minute. So what do you guys think of the feud first off, and what do you think is gonna happen?
For the Goldust R-Truth?
Yes, and we had some vignettes. Go ahead and watch our episode 10 to see what we thought of the back and forth vignettes that R-Truth and Gold Dust, excuse me, have had. But yeah, what were you invested in the tag team, Dapper?
I wasn't so much invested, but I just always enjoyed Goldust as a character. I mean, he terrified me as a child when he was a transvestite,
It still is.
but
Well,
Good.
but he's got the best power slam in the business next to Randy Orton. I mean, he's just a great hand. He deserves so much more than what he's given. He's like his dad. They gave him the polka dots and he ran with it.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I'm glad that it was great when they were the tag champs and they kind of revitalized his character. But I'm glad they're going to kind of give him a little solo run. Hopefully, it leads towards some championship gold.
I don't mean to
But
interrupt, but R-Truth and Goldust, there was a time where they were tag team champs.
yeah, I believe
No.
so. No, well, he was
Never once.
with Stardust. He
They
was.
seemed like they were jobbers.
I think they were going for one, just like Fandango and Tyler Breeze, and never actually crossed the
Oh my
finish
god,
line.
now I want to live in a world where Goldust is the Fashion Police's like manager. He's like the captain. Like when they
He
have an
would go. He would go
especially
great with the
heinous
cross-dressing Tyler
yeah,
Breeze.
he's giving him pointers. But yeah, Jess, what do you think of the build up to this and like the tag team? Because I don't really have a lot of input on the tag team itself.
The tag team itself, they mostly worked the dark matches. They had a lot of vignettes building up to them that, you know, my biggest problem with Raw was they keep doing vignettes for things that never come to fruition. Goldust and R-Truth were just another one on that list. I'm sad to see the tag team go, especially after they gave them a good chance.
So do you guys think that they handled the breakup pretty well?
Yes.
I definitely saw a lot of shades of the Festival of Friendship. Obviously, any big tag team betrayal is going to be compared to that. Not only was it one of the more recent ones, but it was probably in the top 5 as far as betrayals go. So it's hard not to compare it to that. But even as somebody that hasn't watched a lot of the Golden Truth since I just got back into WWE at the beginning of this calendar year, um, it was still pretty. I wouldn't say shocking, but disheartening. Sad. It made
Hmm.
me sad.
You
And
keep bringing up the Festival of Friendship. If Friendship the Magician was there, this would have been the most perfect Festival of Friendship. Being
Well, hey,
trailed by
to,
Friendship the Magician's just painted in gold, like head to toe in gold.
that. I honestly thought this was going to be a Carl Anderson or a Luke Gallows painted themselves up like gold dust and just beat the shit out of R-Truth.
I
I'm
actually
so mad
just
that didn't come out to be what the twist was.
can I just say I just found out um, through one of our viewers texting me on Twitter, so tweeting me that there is a new
That's
part.
called DMing.
Whatever. You're the host. You're the tech guy. I'm just the historian.
DMing? What the?
Direct
Yes.
messaging.
Direct
You
messaging.
nerds.
But
This is
I
why
have
you two will
I
never
have
hold
seen
gold.
I'm sorry, Hans. I'll try not to make you angry. Please don't shoot my head off. I'm not an
Okay.
Asian banker.
there are 2 kickoff shows: Gold Dust versus R-Truth, Apollo Crews versus Kalisto.
Ah.
So can we get on with our prediction?
Apollo Crews just cannot get away
At-
from Kalisto.
At least he's getting something.
But hey,
but let's-
this does show that my theory might hold water. That
Your
Kalisto
theory
is
holds
becoming
no
the
water.
number 1 contender.
So
Oh my God.
so
Let's
what
start with our predictions.
so what do you guys think of the actual match? How did their styles break down as far as a match is against each other is concerned? Obviously,
I
they're
think-
both a little on the slower side, but it seems like Truth still has the athleticism advantage.
I think Goldust is going to take it. He needs to take this push so he can have a good solo career in the WWE
So
for his final ride.
You're predicting
I'm predicting Goldust all the way.
a Goldust as like a potential IC an IC run.
I hope so. I hope it goes past
Yeah,
that,
I'd love
actually.
to see that, to be honest with you. But I see the opposite. I see R-Truth taking this, and both
Alright.
of them not being on TV again for a year.
I'm actually
Make
really
sure we
on
get
the
it on the
fence.
XL.
I could really. I have an argument.
When
for
in doubt,
both
go with your
sides.
prediction champion.
Yeah. The guy who copied my entire card last month.
I have.
What?
I have a sinking.
If that was the truth, then how come I'm walking away with the gold and you're I don't know, sitting at home doing whatever it is you do.
We tied, and you won on a technicality of a tiebreaker question.
All right, well, I'm enacting my host rule and telling both of you to shut the fuck up because I have to put my prediction in.
What is your prediction for Goldust R-Truth?
I believe that Raw needs to have as many credible heels as possible. So using that logic, Goldust is a nostalgia trigger right away, just like the Hardys, just like Brock Lesnar, just like the Undertaker. So I would imagine that Goldust is going to get over. He's going to get over clean, and kind of like what you're thinking of. I don't know if how over this push is really going to get Goldust, but it wouldn't shock me if this is the start of something.
You can't even say something correctly here. You know this isn't going anywhere. You made the wrong choice, but hey, it's okay.
So yeah,
right.
I'm gonna go with Goldust going over clean.
All right.
And then we got the next pre-show, which
Apollo Crews and Kalisto.
all right. So I mean, this is definitely like the heel manager and AKA Titus forcing this match on Apollo. Apollo's probably like, oh gee, I guess I'll do it cause reasons, and he's gonna win. Kalisto stands no chance.
Kalisto, the man who I have been telling you both is getting his title shot very shortly, you're saying has no chance.
Okay, the reason why he has no chance is because he is Raw's version of Sami Zayn, aka the most over underdog that the brand has. No matter, literally, Kalisto could lose every single match, and he'll still be over because all he has to do is a backflip and then go, lucha, lucha, lucha.
Lucha Dragons are dead, my friend.
And then every single one in that crowd starts cheering for him. You can't help but cheer for him. So they need to build up Crews. Crews has had like no, I don't want to say credibility, but no heat. He gets zero reaction from the crowd. So I gotta imagine that this is WWE's next real big chance to push Crews. I gotta imagine, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but this is his first pay-per-view. Was he in the Andre the Giant for WrestleMania?
Probably. I mean, everyone
in that
30
one.
guys in there.
Every jobber known to man is in the Andre the Giant.
It's the pre-show, but
Enhancement talent, John. Come on, be sensitive.
It's his first time on a pay-per-view that I can remember, and I got to imagine with that, they're going to try to push him. I got Apollo Crews winning, probably due to some shenanigans that Titus pulls, because he also has that. And Kalisto, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't going to have anybody in his corner. No. So
Dapper,
I just want to say one thing. Did anyone else notice Kalisto doesn't wear the dragon mask anymore from Lucha Underground? I don't know if that's a possible lawsuit
came in.
or what, but he went back to the original mask of, oh, I shouldn't have done that. But I'm going to go, I got to go Apollo Crews as well, but here's why. Right now you got Titus O'Neil, the bad guy, with Kalisto, the good guy. You got Apollo Crews kind of walking the fence of, I don't want to be bad, but I want to make money for my kids.
Yeah,
is his whole thing.
Being a good guy causes me to be a jobber.
And so, like, even with the, the Raw match this week with Titus O'Neil and Kalisto, where he's like, oh, you got a whole bunch of trunks. I watched you do it, and Titus O'Neil's like, just shut up and take the picture. We won. Winning is winning. You want money? Oh, yeah, I do want money. Like,
I guess that's important.
Yeah, I feel like Apollo Crews is going to win because Titus O'Neil is going to get to him, and I think Titus O'Neil is going to make something happen to where Apollo Crews does a heelish move to get the pin. I don't know how, but I feel somehow something's going to happen, whether it's an interference or something, where Apollo Crews gets the W.
Well, Titus's kind of meddling cost him the match on Raw this past week when he was, going on and on about like ending everything.
Well, hey, this isn't a history lesson. This is a prediction show. And
So
I'm also going to go with Apollo Crews winning.
I thought you just said Kalisto's going all the way for the gold. He's going to be the next Universal Champion after he destroys Brock Lesnar.
This is how you build that motivation.
By having him lose a kickoff show?
He's going to lose the kickoff show, be pissed, and then just start a domination rampage.
he's
So
gonna pull a Braun Strowman.
So
He's gonna
so
start
pretty
throwing
much
people
you're
in
saying
dumpsters.
Kalisto's going to lose. He's going to disappear for 6 weeks. We're going to come up to the next pay-per-view, which is what, great big balls of fire, whatever they want to call it.
A pay-per-view named after me, yes.
Yeah.
Whatever they want to call it. And then it'll be like Brock Lesnar's music's going to hit, and you're just going to see like a recap of the movie Logan when Kalisto has the belt in one hand and the severed head of Brock Lesnar in the other and just rolls it down the ramp.
Yeah, more or less. It's good to see you managed to hack into my computer and steal my predictions.
All
Your
right.
fantasy
Well,
match.
so is that? Do you have anything else to say on this match, Jess?
No, we're all pretty much in agreement, and we all kind of see the same thing happening. So
Okay.
Move
So
on.
so we all have Apollo Crews going over. I can't wait to see how Kalisto pulls off the win.
Yeah.
Because we've all we've all been wrong before. So then we get a mixed tag team match in
Don't you love how the girls are valets now?
Yeah. Rich Swann and Sasha
yeah,
Banks
that women's revolution, huh? Am I right, fellas?
versus Noam Dar and Alicia Fox. We got Alicia Fox's current winning streak against Sasha Banks's credibility.
No, you mean the 50-50 booking where it just keeps going back and forth?
No. The winning streak that
Well, then how
Alicia
about-
Fox has needed for the last 10 years.
How about you take the reins on this one then, Jess? Because of the booking, and your champion instincts, how do you see this match going?
Ooh, put me on the spot. All right, I'll start it off. I see Alicia Fox winning because Sasha is meant to be a jobber for a while.
So you got Noam Dar going over as well. Remember, this is a tag match.
That's what I said. Did I stutter?
Oh, I didn't catch that second part.
it?
It's obviously
you
my
won it.
fault.
I'm going to say, and I hate to agree with him, but when I first saw this match as a women's match, I'm like Alicia Fox all the way. Now you threw in the stipulation of 205, which is like a half a man added into this mixed tag. And I'm like, oh man, I don't know anything about Rick Swann or Noam Dar, but all I know is Alicia's got to go over. So instead of being a normal mixed tag, my prediction is that normally the women kind of go in to be like, take our picture in this match because we're in a pay-per-view, and now we're gone forever. And the men actually wrestle and take over and win. I think the Noam Dar Rick Swann is probably going to start it off, give him a good 5 minutes, and then the women are going to take over and bring it home. And Alicia Fox is going to do that. What's that move that you like, CJ, that she does?
Oh, I think it's the Northern
Lights. She's going to do the Northern Lights, do the Booker T chop kick, and pin Sasha Banks clean.
Well, okay, let's for those not in the 205 know, we can't forget that Noam Dar and Rich Swann have their own feud going on because of
That doesn't matter. It's not as
Fox.
important.
So do you think that plays into the match at all?
I think maybe then Alicia Fox kisses Rick Swann, and Noam Dar pins him because he's smitten.
Maybe they try to desperately give us a reason to care about 205.
There's no reason to care about 205. That's why they threw
I'm
him
just
in on this
letting you know
pay-per-view.
where they're coming from.
I think-
That's why they threw him in with the weakest women in the division
I think
as their own valet.
There are multiple variables that are pointing to Noam Dar and Fox, or should I say Fax, having a chance to win. So I'm gonna go with the heels as well in Noam Dar and Alicia Fox. Swan and Banks have some dance moves though, so I got my heart is telling me go with the dance.
She's going back. She's going back to her roots.
But I'm gonna
going back to the roots.
I'm gonna go with the heels. So then next we have what could be the match
Are
of the
you
night.
just continuously saying Roots as a reference to the book Roots?
Oh my god.
No, I was saying the roots as in that her cousin or uncle Snoop Dogg, and she's a good dancer and a good singer, and she's also a good dancer.
Snoop Lion. What do I need to do? Bust out the whip and go full Roots here? You're gonna say Snoop Lion.
He went back to dog.
Here
It's
comes
Snoop
the king.
Lion.
So then we have what could be the match of the night, the third in our trilogy of Neville versus Austin Aries for the Cruiserweight Championship, but in what I think is a pretty sweet stipulation. It's a submission match. We got the walls.
They need something.
We got
We've
the
seen
walls of Chancery versus the rings of Saturn. Fight it out,
Walls
guys.
of
What do you
Chance-
think?
I think Austin Aries has to go over for the obvious fact he gets beat every time.
Yeah,
He's
it's
supposed
going
to
on
be
too
this
long.
big
This has to
name.
change.
And he loses. He wins against jobbers, loses when it matters.
I think
That
they're-
means he's nothing.
I think they're finally showing cracks in Neville's armor, as far as in his recent match against the tag match that they had in Raw. Neville did tap, and after he taps, and Aries and Jack Gallagher are walking away, the camera pans onto Neville, and he has this look of bewilderment on his face, like he can't even believe it. So
He stepped down from the main roster to deal with this bullshit.
so it wouldn't shock me at all if this is finally when Aries goes over. I don't see this feud ending anytime soon. They could literally make this Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens 2.0 if if they played their cards right, and I would be okay with that. So
It's going to be Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens 205.
if
all it
this
is.
version 2.05.
Wait for the UK edition.
So if they play it right, that it probably is Aries' time to win. Now, does TJP factor into this at all? Because he's been
No.
Neville's little minion.
I don't think so, because I believe in their tag match, didn't Neville kind of use TJP and beat him down, kind of?
Not from what I saw. I don't think there was a beatdown.
Yeah, I'm not remembering this either.
But I'm gonna go ahead and say Aries is finally going over. What do you think, Jess?
Yeah, I gotta agree, man. Like John said, it's been way too fucking long. This back and forth has to end. We need to shift the story to somebody else.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to notice something. Your current champ, the champ,
Quotations.
is running with his tail between his legs, because we all know to be the champ, you got to swing. And notice his card predictions look very similar to mine.
I mean, we still got over
What are you
half the
talking
card.
about? We already got two differences going.
What?
Ladies, let's go ahead and move on. Do we have anything else?
One
wanna
being
say
I
about
picked
this?
R-Truth, and the other being I'm a winner.
I like I said before, I think this honestly has the potential to be the match of the night. I'm very excited for it, but I could keep watching this feud for a while.
It will be the match of the night,
Well,
and it's going to go with Austin Aries going over.
well, with that said, this is my favorite to be match of the night, the steel cage match for the tag titles, the Hardy Boys versus.
You know what?
Sheamus and
I'll start
Cesaro.
off my predictions just so you can see what a cowardly heel
You
Dapper
are.
truly is at the core. As he tries to copy and justify his reason for copying
Sheamus and
my pick.
Cesaro.
Oh, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch.
Well, okay,
Reading,
let's
reading my personal blog and using it against me on
let's
here.
actually hear.
That's fine.
Let's hear your
What's
logic.
your reasoning?
Let's hear your
What's
logic.
your logic?
What's my logic? Is you don't keep a feud going this long unless you're looking for a different outcome.
Okay. You want to hear my logic and why Sheamus and Cesaro's going over?
No, because all you're gonna do is talk for an hour. That shit that we all know is gonna happen. Because I predicted it.
I believe that because the Hardy Boys are getting there, as in they're old, they're moving a little slow. We saw how Matt ran down that ramp at Raw. It looked like
You
he
call
had
that
two
a
broken
run?
hips.
Well, he's like kind of sort of semi-broken Matt right now. Maybe he got lost in a brief second.
Yeah. I think they put him in a steel cage match because this is going to allow Sheamus and Cesaro to use their brute strength to just beat them down like pieces of garbage. And this is
So
how we're going to break Matt Hardy.
so it's a Rorschach kind of I'm not locked in here with you, you're locked in here with me
Yeah.
kind of situations.
And I think this is how we're going to get the broken Matt Hardy, if not come very damn close.
See,
Someone's got to
Brokenest-
bleed. Someone's got to
I'm
bleed.
I'm gonna sound like a broken record because I'm going with Sheamus and Cesaro, but I have completely different viewpoint than the two
See, but it's
above me.
understandable why you would copy the original podcast prediction champion because you're shooting for gold.
I am an unabashed Sheamus and Cesaro mark. I had them just like they themselves had said. I had them going over at WrestleMania. I thought I was going to see them win live.
They would have if the Hardy Boys didn't show
If
up.
the
If the
Boys
Hardys
didn't
had
show up.
canceled, they would have been the winners.
So you know, I've been patiently waiting for this moment to happen where Sheamus and Cesaro finally become champs again, and what Dapper has said, I'm leaning towards. While I still think they're fighting in litigation for
I was the first one to predict it.
You're not letting me finish, Jess.
Champion heel.
Dapper brought up the point of the broken gimmick, and I agree that this steel cage could definitely be used as a trigger point for that. The minus
we need blood.
The minus against that though is I'm pretty sure as of today, a couple days away from Extreme Rules, we've had no kind of updates about the gimmick as far as it being in WWE.
And
or
I don't think you will.
hands.
I don't think you will until you see Senor Benjamin walk down that ramp. That is when you're going to know.
I mean, they did surprise us with the WrestleMania reveal, so that wouldn't be out of character. But I'm kind of going with my head and not so much, or I'm going with my heart, not so much my head. When I do pick Sheamus and Cesaro again, you know, this is a steel cage match.
Third time's the charm.
This technically can favor agility, and if one of those Hardy Boys can skitter up that wall and jump swanton bomb off the top of the steel cage and go outside, they'll technically win. So it'll definitely be interesting to see how the agility factor it affects this match. Jess, did you have anything else on that you wanted to say in regards to this?
Nothing that you two didn't already copy off my blog post about it.
All right. Well, I really hope that this is the match of the night, because both of those teams have been doing good work, and I think they've been getting overshadowed a little bit. Now, oh my God, I don't even know what to say. The women have not been impressing me lately, but especially Bayley. It's not really anything against Bliss, but Bayley's kind of been
predicting Bliss right now before I get so rudely interrupted.
And after that god awful promo on Raw, Bayley has zero momentum. This is
you didn't like her teacher, Mrs. Flapper?
No, and even though Bliss is only 4 feet tall, I think she's gonna get that kendo stick. There may be there's some way that both.
Should I bother to correct CJ about the height, or should we just let him get the hate mail?
She's like 5
She's
5
foot. She's 5
feet of fury.
Yeah, but you know, maybe there's an instance where both women end up with kendo sticks of their own, and they kind of have a duel of the fates clash for a second. But this entire match favors Bliss. Bliss is going over. Bayley's getting fucking stomped. She's going. They got to build her back. They got to build her credibility
Yep.
back up as the actual underdog. She is not a champion that can be champion. She has to be Rocky 1, where she has
She's got to
to
be chasing the title for years.
Yeah, like.
And she gets it again on her retirement match.
See, this could have worked if they didn't make her champion originally.
Yes.
But
yes. But
anyway,
they decided
we've already
decided to appease the NXT people.
We've talked about this half to death.
Well, I still have to do my prediction.
No. I was going to say
nobody cares, Dap.
This does have
Nobody
a stipulation.
cares a shit about who got second
Even if
place.
the stipulation tends to favor a heel, maybe in that historian brain, you can think of weird instances where the face has gone over in this type of brutal match stipulation. The kendo stick on.
I want to know
what do you
though.
think, Dapper?
I'm hoping for some clarification during the match. I want to know because they say whoever gets the kendo stick is able to use it. Now here's my question: if let's say Alexa Bliss gets the kendo stick, is Bayley able to block it, take the kendo stick, and beat Alexa Bliss with it?
I think there's two,
without being disqualified.
I think there's two things. These are guesses, but these are educated guesses. Feel free to correct me in the comments, fair viewers. I believe the way the match works, the match doesn't end when somebody gets the kendo stick. It's just that the kendo stick becomes a legal weapon. So,
but I
you
heard
still
it
have
was a
to
legal
win.
weapon
You
for
still have
whoever
to-
got it.
Well, you still have
Yeah.
to win. You still have to win by pinfall or submission. But I think there is no way in hell that they wouldn't allow Bayley to somehow use that kendo stick or a secondary kendo stick that is under the canvas, something like that, because as far as storytelling wise, that would be so anticlimactic if they're going to build up a spot like that just for her to get DQ'd for crossing the line. Like, I guess I could see it because Bayley's the goody two shoes and she kind of she actually
Well, is
loses
the title
by
on the
giving
line
into
in
her.
this?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, the championship is definitely
It's on the line.
It's
Yeah.
on the line. So
But here's my prediction. There's two scenarios that will happen, both resulting in Alexa Bliss winning.
you're picking
Pretty
Alexa
much.
Bliss.
I'm picking Alexa Bliss.
You see how he can't even commit? He's got to spread out his reasoning.
But here's why. And this is what I think is going to happen.
Okay.
And this is what I want is going to happen.
Okay.
I want Alexa Bliss to grab the kendo stick and then just beat the shit out of Bayley so we can beat her down, have her gone for a couple weeks, return at the next pay-per-view for like a number one contender spot or something.
So Bayley gets hurt.
Yeah, somehow she gets hurt. That's what I want her to happen to her.
I mean, it wouldn't be the most shocking thing to hear that a brutal kendo stick beatdown has left Bayley in like a comatose state.
Yes, but this is what I think's going to happen. It's going to be a good match between the two, 50-50 booking kind of style, like we're used to seeing. I think what they will probably do is Bayley climbing up, grabbing the kendo stick first. She's got it. And something's going to happen to where she's going to favor to the crowd, like Hulk Hogan, doing this stuff and chanting to the crowd, should I do the kendo stick? And they're like, beat her ass, Bayley. And then she's going to swing, maybe make contact a couple times. But Alexa Bliss is going to somehow reverse it and beat Bayley. Somehow, some way, Alexa Bliss is going to come out on top.
So, guys, I have a really, really amazing fantasy booking idea for this match. So, you want Bayley to show this kind of, like this, she's willing to do whatever it takes to become champ. That kind of side of her.
The thing that Sami
she's
Zayn never was able to do.
She's not a bad guy, but she's willing to, go any means necessary Roman Reigns style.
Yes.
So she's willing to use the kendo stick. Well, you know what? How do we get Bayley to show off without having to use the kendo stick? You get the wacky inflatable arm tube men involved. So in a mashup of the House of Horrors match and Bayley's gimmick of the wacky inflatable arm tube man hugger, whatever the fuck they want to call him.
They
We
just
go
gonna
to
have
the
a fight at
wacky
Chuck E.
inflatable
Cheese.
arm man
Bailey-
graveyard for all the ones that didn't work.
Bailey shows up, or not Bailey, Bliss shows up with the kendo stick already in hand. And
Chuck E.
it could be
Cheese.
the ramp, it could be just, backstage or whatever. All of a sudden, she gets, like, surrounded by 50 wacky inflatable arm tube men. And she has to use the kendo stick, like, horror fashion and, like, try to beat her way out of being, like, smothered to death by these
Like a house of
huggers.
mirrors.
Yeah.
And the last one broken is gonna have Bailey behind it.
Exactly, and then Bailey attacks her from behind. That's how I would book it. You heard it
I'd
here
be
first.
100% down with that.
So we're in favor, all saying Alexa Bliss.
Yes.
Yep.
Being that cheating coward of a champ we have right now.
Yet again,
I
two
think-
people copying my prediction.
I think we're going to have some divisiveness amongst this match. I don't know how hyped up you guys are for this, but we got the Intercontinental Championship match between Dean Ambrose, the current belt holder, and the one, the only, the awesome himself, the Miz.
My prediction: The Miz taking this belt back to where it belongs.
Well, let me clarify the stipulation because it's a little weird. If Ambrose is disqualified, so basically there's no champion's advantage. If Ambrose is disqualified, he will lose the belt. That means by any disqualification means necessary. So, last week, Miz jumped into the ring and gave the Drifter a love tap, causing Dean to get disqualified. So in that kind of scenario, Dean would still lose the belt, even though he didn't really do anything. So Maurice could punch the Miz in the face, and that would DQ Dean. There's a lot of different chicanery kind of reasons this could wind up in a Dean loss. So with all that said, with that prep work out of the way, what's the breakdown? Jess, you said right out the gate the Miz is going to bring the belt home for the 7th time. Why do you think that?
Because Ambrose sucks with the belt. He's of zero interest. Ambrose is one of those odd champs who doesn't need a belt. He is best when he doesn't have one. He is best when he's not feuding for one. He's best when he's just being crazy Uncle Dino doing his thing.
He kind of has
He's
that
kind of like the Roddy
vibe.
Piper.
Yeah.
He's like the Roddy Piper of this generation. Roddy, I don't think, ever won the world title. But I remember them saying that Vince took him into his office and he's like, "You don't need the title. You're the most over person we have."
I think he's won the belt a couple times. I think it was WCW, though.
The
But
WCW
every
one he's
time
won.
Dean gets the belt,
Not
it
the
doesn't go
WWF.
anywhere. That's part of the problem, I feel.
Where's he gonna go? He's got the belt.
Well,
No, but when he had the World Heavyweight title, it was very boring until AJ Styles took
Well,
it.
besides
When he got the Intercontinental title, nothing happens until The Miz takes it from him.
besides your reasoning,
When he won it off Kevin Owens, nothing happened. Every time he has gotten his hands on a belt, it has just dropped in value.
Besides
to be
your
honest.
reasoning that Miz is going to win it because Dean sucks, how do you think the match is actually going to play out? I mean, obviously, the stipulation favors the Miz substantially, but, I mean, do you think the stipulation is going to play a factor? I mean, it has to, right?
Has to.
Yeah, it will come into it. It will be a cheap win. That's how they make the Miz weak, but get him the belt.
So, do you
These
think...
cheap wins or odd victories.
That's how you keep
But-
him a heel.
Well,
Yeah.
if the Miz does win the belt via bullshit reasons, does Dean immediately win it back, similar to
No.
KO and the
No.
the United States Championship belt?
No, they give.
No, he'll
they
probably
give
start
his
feuding
run.
with the Drifter or something.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you think the Drifter? Because I think the Drifter is technically being
Oh,
billed
do you want me
as
to
a
predict
heel. So it
as
would be.
to with the disqualification itself? I'm going to predict. Yeah, I'll say the Drifter. I don't care. The Drifter or Maurice. It's one of the two.
You want to hear what my prediction is?
Absolutely.
Not really.
I'm not asking you. Yeah, cardboard
We
cutout
wouldn't
of a
have
champion.
The show if you didn't get to speak, Dapper. So go ahead.
The original champion, the icon.
Yeah, the icon.
But-
the whole.
Oh my god.
But I predict now. I'm going to go with my heart on this one because I believe to be a champ, you got to swing for the fences. You can't play it safe. This is how you separate the men from the boys, Jess. I'm going to go Dean Ambrose with the win.
Wow.
I'm going to go with it.
Good
But,
for you, little boy.
yeah, but this is what I think is going to happen because, like you said, CJ, we got to have the no champions advantage involved. I believe the Drifter's going to get involved because that look he gave to the Miz when the Miz hit him from behind, he kind of had that look of, I got your number now, Miz. I'm coming for you. What I want to see is somehow, I hope to God, the Drifter's smart enough to come in,
I mean, he
attack.
is a drifter, so let's
I hope
recalibrate what you're saying. But go ahead.
I hope he's smart enough to come involved into this match, hit Dean Ambrose so the Miz gets disqualified, Dean keeps the belt, and we start a Miz Drifter feud, is what I want to happen. What I
Okay.
think is going to happen is the Drifter's going to come running in and hit Miz, being like, here's your receipt, bitch. And Dean Ambrose loses the belt, like Jess says.
Okay.
But I'm swinging for the fence, pointing yard, going with my heart, and saying Dean Ambrose takes the belt home.
Uncle Dino is so how does Dino escape with the belt because of this stipulation?
I think
Do you think the Drifter attacks Dean first?
that's what I'm hoping for.
Okay.
I hope Drifter attacks Dean.
See, I'm citing Miz, but if the WWE writers were gonna try to swerve us, then I think they would have Miz be the one that gets disqualified,
Hmm.
not what everybody assumes is gonna happen, which is Dean being the one getting disqualified.
Yep.
With all that said, I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know necessarily if it's going to be a DQ, but I got the Miz going over. He's going to be
Okay.
the IC champion. Dean's had the belt for a pretty substantial amount of time now. I think it's time for a shakeup. Plus, they have so many other people on Raw. They need to start rotating that belt around and building up credibility. I mean, Apollo Crews could be in the running
No,
for.
you bite your tongue.
I'm just throwing people out there. Like
No kickoff shows will ever make it to the main card.
the Drifter could definitely be involved. Dean will remain involved. One of the guys in the main event might drop down to feud for the Intercontinental belt. There are a lot of people that could be feuding, not just Miz and Dean. So I'll go ahead and chalk that to the Miz, and then we got our main event. It's not for the Universal title belt. No, it's not for the belt. It's for the opportunity to be the first one to get jobbed out to the champion, Brock Lesnar, not Rock Lobster, Brock Lesnar. It's the Universal title number one contenders match. The fatal five-way match between
I want
Roman
to hear,
Reigns, Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Bray Wyatt, and Samoa Joe. God damn, that's a lot of people.
and I want to hear what our supposed champions prediction is first.
Well, I
I'm
wanted to
sorry, you
ask
cut out there.
the
Say again?
the one thing I wanted to say before
Because
we
you're
get
not even
into
worthy enough to say my name.
Jess, before you go on about your prediction, Dapper, can you answer me this one thing? Because this is Extreme Rules, and this is a quote unquote Extreme Rules fatal five way match. Does that imply that weapons are legal?
I would imagine so, yes.
Okay. Proceed,
Well,
Jess, with
I was
I
going to
mean,
say,
as
obviously,
as the
weapons are
champ,
illegal.
I
We've
would
had somebody talking about the Spear of Destiny for the last 3 weeks. I will
well,
be pissed if
He's
that
just
does
going
not
to
end
come
up
out and
showing.
stab somebody.
he's just gonna literally impale Samoa Joe to start and just be
He's
like,
going to be like
no.
Brick from Anchorman. Brick stabbed
That's
somebody
escalate
out
quickly.
Do
there.
you have a trident? Did you stab a guy with a trident?
It's the pick of destiny.
So
There you
Jess,
go.
because this is the main event, let's give you champion's choice. Do you want to predict first, or do you want to go second or last?
I'll predict first. I'm going to go Finn Balor, and I'm
Okay.
going to go strong showing for Bray Wyatt.
Wow.
Okay.
That's it. Okay.
That's
I don't know
settled.
what else you want me to say. I think Roman's going to get ganked. I think Seth's going to get knocked out. I think Joe's going to drop. And I
Well,
think we're going to see Bray take down uh, everybody that's still kind of moving around on the outside of the ring and then get knocked out by Finn.
Dapper, can you clarify one more thing for me? This is not elimination style, correct? This is more like a triple threat where whoever gets the first pin wins, correct?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
That's the way they made it seem when it came to the Raw match earlier this week.
Elimination has not been in any vocabulary to describe this match. So I got to assume it's going to be first pin, you get the win.
Yep. Because they kind of made it apparent during the Raw match, like I said, with Samoa Joe stealing the win over Finn Balor. And they even said, the announcers, that's how easy the tides can turn. And we get our new number one contender.
So Dapper, do you wanna go and give your prediction, or do you want me to weigh in first?
It's tough because I got two people I want to see win this. I agree with Jess. Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns going
Of course
nowhere.
you agree with me. I'm the
We've
champion.
seen it. You're a paper champion in a paper world with a
If by
plastic belt.
paper you mean the green dollar, then yes.
I think that Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, we've seen it. We don't want to see it again. It's not going to happen. They're going to get thrown to the side. Bray Wyatt, just like his MO, he's going to come out a little strong, kind of use Samoa Joe against everyone, and just kind of hang off into the distance like the evil puppet master. But I want to see it come down to Finn and Samoa Joe. We've seen it in NXT. They have great matches, great chemistry. I don't know how they're going to make Finn Balor go up against some Brock Lesnar and have Finn come out strong without winning. And I don't think there's no way in hell they're going to let Brock Lesnar lose to Finn Balor unless they do the Beast versus the Demon gimmick. But I know everyone wants to see Samoa Joe go up against Brock, and no one cares if Samoa Joe wins or not. So I think somehow, some way, I want Finn, but I think Samoa Joe's going over.
You know what? Your logic is pretty sound. So I'm gonna lay out all my cards on the table because this is a 5-way match. We have a lot of different variables. So first, the rumor, and I say rumor in like quotations because I think this is like 95% confirmed that the WrestleMania main event next year is supposedly going to be Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar for the Universal title. Now, if I'm assuming that to be the case, that means Brock Lesnar is not going to lose, or if he loses, he's going to get the belt back before WrestleMania next year. But that also means that Roman is probably not going to have the belt. So that I'm going to eliminate Roman from the contendership right now. Seth?
Well, just go and play devil's advocate with your theory. Has Lesnar ever won a Royal Rumble?
I don't know.
Historian, come on now.
I don't believe he has.
I don't think he has either.
I don't believe he has, so that might be a good setup.
My assumption is actually that Lesnar is not going to lose. He's going to keep the belt.
I think he'll keep it
from now all the way until next WrestleMania,
when he's supposed to retire.
Probably the next time he'd have to defend it.
So that means he's probably going to defend it about 4 to 6 times.
Wow, so
I think his contract only has 4 matches.
Yeah. But okay,
let's see if I got this straight. You're telling me Reigns retired both Lesnar and the Taker in this fantasy?
Of course.
That is probably Vince McMahon's wet dream.
Yeah,
the biggest ass
sounds
kisser.
legit.
Yeah, tell me that doesn't make sense. Of course, Vince is probably already being like, "Oh my God, we'll sell billions. We'll sell billions of subscribers with that kind of card.
We'll sell thousands of gauntlets, thousands of
all
flak
of the
jackets."
gauntlets. So you can fist the air some more. So I'm gonna eliminate Reigns from contention. Now Rollins, this is where everything gets a little messy though. Rollins and Joe already have a feud that has not ended yet. Just because these guys are in this 5-way match does not mean their previously established feuds have suddenly just disappeared. So I definitely am assuming that Rollins and Samoa Joe are going to continue their feud. Some people haven't liked it. I think it's over.
I think it's a great feud.
It's a good feud.
If they would have let Samoa Joe win.
Now, this is where it gets even messier, though. They've already been hinting at this Bray Wyatt, Finn Balor feud, and I think it would be perfect for WWE to use Bray as a way to introduce the newer WWE audience, people that may not know that much about Balor besides him looking cool, about the demon. Bray could definitely, using his cult magic, bring the demon out. We've speculated about that recently. So it wouldn't shock me if that became the new feud that is between Finn and Bray. So who the hell does get this? If Braun was involved in this match, I would automatically be picking Braun. He can lose. He can lose to Lesnar. He doesn't have any real... I mean, yes, he has the feud with Reigns, but that thing can be going back and forth forever. There is no title in that kind of picture. With all that said, you saying Samoa Joe, I really like. That is a great pick.
That is why I was the original champion, CJ.
But Jess had some really good points, and they've done... Unless they're deliberately trying to swerve us, the writing seems to keep indicating that Balor should be winning this. You know, he's come out on top in the matches and also when they've been brawling to the outside. But I think this is the most important thing. Paul Heyman had that promo specifically with Finn Balor and was talking him up in the not in the presence, but in the same breath as the Beast, Brock Lesnar. So,
but could he be talking him up to give him a big head?
And that's what I'm saying.
Are they
trying to pull a gender, and are they trying to swerve us? So
they're gender and everything now.
With all that said, just to make things interesting, I'm gonna pick somebody at basically.
Sami Zayn's not involved.
No, Sami Zayn is not gonna come out from.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's not gonna be a surprise entrance.
I actually think this keeps all the current feuds going, and this introduces the feud that I was talking about briefly into fruition and gives it some stakes right away. I got Bray Wyatt going over, and then him starting up a feud with Finn Balor. Seth Rollins and Samoa Joe are going to continue their feud from the fallout of this. And I think Bray Wyatt, in the reverse of what you were saying, I think Bray Wyatt's going to do some chicanery and use Joe, but he's going to use that kind of distraction to hit a Sister Abigail on somebody random, and he's going to get the pin. Reigns is going to continue his feud with
ambulance
Braun.
doors.
I mean, we'll see like that. See, what does Reigns do? Does Reigns
does the John Cena? He just stands there and get booed, like you saw in Raw when they had Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns. You hear, "Let's go Rollins, Roman sucks," and the announcers are trying to cover it by saying, "The crowd's a 50-50 with both competitors." No, they're not.
See, I don't think they want to feed, because whoever goes up against Lesnar first, it's an automatic lose. Like, you're instantly losing that match. So I can't.
Bray has been known to lose a lot.
I can't see them feeding.
Yeah, that's true.
I can't see them feeding Finn to the Beast.
I don't either.
As his
it
first,
defeats his push.
Yeah, exactly. He is so over with the crowd, and plus, he technically hasn't lost as champ. So I can't imagine that they're gonna feed him to Brock really soon. It doesn't make sense that it's Reigns, because Reigns might actually go over against Lesnar. So it has to be either Rollins, Wyatt, or Joe. And I mean, it could. How about this for your
Rollins.
Theory? I mean, maybe,
but
CJ,
Brock's consider this for your theory.
Is Brock considered a face or a heel?
Yes,
he's considered
he's a
heel.
Face. He's a face.
Yeah, but wasn't Goldberg technically a face?
Yeah, but everybody hated the fact that Goldberg had the title, so he automatically became a heel.
See, maybe they're gonna book Lesnar as the heel.
You know what, man? I'm not even gonna give you my input now.
No one
Jess,
cares
I'm
about your
sorry.
input.
What were you gonna say? I'm sorry. I gotta let the champ speak. I
All right,
apologize.
your big hang up is that there's only 4 matches left for Lesnar. Correct?
I would say he probably has 4 to 6 title defenses.
Yeah, so figure he loses the belt now. That way they have another title belt they can fight about on Raw instead of this number 1 contender stuff. That adds the belt back to Raw. Lesnar then figure he enters for, I don't know, let's say he does a main event at SummerSlam against somebody. Maybe Roman challenges him next or pisses him off. Then
Who
we
do
have
you
him
have
enter.
Brock losing
Then
to?
we have him enter the Royal Rumble, place as number 1 so he can main event, and then we have him at Mania. That's his final 4 appearances. There you go.
Who do you have him losing the belt to?
Balor. And then I have Balor
There's
losing
no
it fairly
way.
quickly afterwards.
There is no way that he will lose the belt to Balor. If he loses the belt to Balor, that gives Balor the superhuman push, the Vin Diesel push
I smell a
of
bet.
Superman.
Do we
There's
have a
no way.
do we have a gentleman's belt besides the actual championship belt, the predictions belt? Do we have any kind of side bet?
I'll
I
give
want
him
your
this.
dog, John.
I'll give him.
You're gonna
I'll
bet me
give
your
him
dog.
this. I'll give him this. And quoting my man The Rock from Baywatch, if Finn beats Lesnar for the belt, you've earned my respect,
Wow.
and I'll stop making fun of you.
Knowing Dapper that
I can't believe The Rock
means-
said all that in Baywatch.
knowing Dapper that means all of at least $5.
Yep.
Well, wrap it up, CJ. Take your prediction and let's hear John's
You know
bullshit.
what? I'm gonna
We've already done our
go.
prediction.
I kind of wanna swerve everything and say either Bray or Seth. I'm gonna go Bray. This is literally, you could probably pick any one of these guys. The way WWE's been booking anyway, it's seemingly random. I mean, they supposedly changed their mind 2 hours before Backlash and gave Jinder the championship belt because they
That
were
was
gonna have
planned for
Rusev.
weeks.
They were gonna have Rusev feud with Randy Orton after Jinder Mahal, but then they gave the belt to Jinder, so that's why supposedly Rusev hasn't debuted yet. So who the fuck knows what's gonna happen? Hopefully,
Well, don't you know?
this has a lot of
Don't you know?
potential. So
Vince
we'll
was
see.
like, "Oh, Rusev's going in," and then 2 hours before they're
We
like,
can't have two
Hey,
foreigners.
"Hey Vince, you know we're in India now." What? We are? Gender's going over now.
Yeah.
And
That's Bob
Randy's
Backlund,
what
man.
the
You
hell?
have the worst McMahon impression.
Well,
Yes.
Mr. Hans
You're
Gruber,
fired.
do you have anything else you want to say before we sign off on Extreme Rules?
Ladies and gentlemen, you can rest assured knowing I will be your champion yet again.
And with that said, that'll conclude our episode 11 of Kayfabe's Not Dead, our Extreme Rules predictions, and I'm sure the champ has wrote all of this down, and come
in his
Sunday
Excel spreadsheet.
we'll see exactly who's going to be champ, whether it's
Are we
Hodap
doing a
becoming,
bonus question?
Hodap becoming the second reigning champ, me
Two-time.
reigning for the first
Two-time.
or Jess maintaining his run and becoming the longest reigning champ. So we'll see. But as far as extra predictions, I think we should just do what we did last time. Are there going to be any disqualifications?
Well,
Are there
here,
going to be any?
I got one for you. Let's change it up because when we did that, remember we had some discrepancies over, well, CJ never said Rusev was coming. They said there was an interference. Was CJ the winner? Was Jess the winner? I say we stick to one question, and then the only plausible question it could be, will there be blood? I say yes to break Matt Hardy.
How many matches of blood?
Just the one of Matt Hardy bleeding in a steel cage.
This is
and
called
breaking.
Extreme Rules. Interesting. What do you think, Jess?
So he's going 1. I guess for the sake of being different, I'll say 2.
Where's the bleed? Where's the Crimson Mask?
Oh, do we need to predict the matches?
I mean, I'm saying it's the Hardys match.
Okay.
I have the guts to lay it
Well,
on the line.
two people could bleed in that match.
Yeah,
I
was gonna say,
understand.
I'm predicting two people to be bloody leaving the arena
Well,
during a match.
until we get a DNA test to determine that that's not just one man's blood on two people, we can't really.
I think
No.
you can say it's how many people, not necessarily matches. How many people will bleed?
Well, Brock's not involved, so he's not going to bleed like he always does. So I'm going Hardy Boy.
So Jess, you're going with 2 people or 2 matches?
I'm going with 2 matches. People will have blood.
Okay, I am going to go 0. We're in the PG era, ladies and gentlemen. There's not going to be any blood.
But
Okay.
we're on the network.
We'll see.
Swerve.
All right.
We'll see. But with that,
Cut
ends
him off. He's
episode
just gonna keep
11.
talking.
And if you guys want to see what's going on with us, shoot us an email, hit us up in the comments section, give us a like and a subscribe, and hit us up on our WordPress blog. And with that, we'll see you next time.